Welcome to the Permission Slip podcast, where I, empowerment coach, mindset expert, and holistic nutritionist Carmen share with you the tools, conversations, and resources you need to write your own permission slip, take massive action, and become obsessed with your own life. Let's get started. Welcome back to the Permission Slip podcast. So this episode I'm super excited about. It is going to be the first of a 3-part series that we're doing here on the podcast about how to finally start trusting yourself, building trust within yourself. Because really, if we look at why we're not reaching our goals, why we're not dreaming bigger, why we keep starting and stopping things, not finishing them, and being so damn hard on ourselves. Or maybe there's a dream that's on our heart, a business that we want to start, something that we want to do, somewhere we want to go. But we keep questioning everything. And we actually, deep down, we don't trust ourselves. So I'm venturing to say that this is probably the number one reason that we're not actually doing what we want to do in our lives, whether that be with our career, whether that be with our health or our relationships. And so I'm excited to bring you this 3-part series. And in each of the episodes, they're going to be shorter episodes, but you're going to get a little tidbit, a little nugget, something that you can try and take action in your life right away that I know if you do it and put effort into it, you're going to start building more self-trust. So how do you know if this is for you? How do you know if you're not trusting yourself? Well, things I like to think about are, do you often go with your first instinct, or do you start overthinking everything and choose something different? Do you often ask the advice of others when you're making decisions? Do you sign up for a lot of free masterclasses or programs or trainings? Maybe to only do half of them, not complete them? Do you buy books and get so inspired to make a shift in your life or reach a goal, but you don't actually take action? I think all of those things mean maybe you're not trusting yourself. Or do you allow the thoughts and opinions of others, and maybe not even the thoughts and opinions and words that they're saying to you, but maybe what it is, it's more around like you're just looking at what everybody else is doing and think, oh my gosh, maybe I should do that. Even though you have that feeling that you're like, that's not for me. But they're doing it and they're finding success with it. So maybe I should do it. If any of that resonates with you, then this 3-part mini series is 110% for you. So all of those things that I just shared are things that I've experienced in my life. So any of these episodes, these are all things that I've done, that I've worked through. So I just want you to know that you're not alone. And if I'm talking about it, not only do I feel this way, but like thousands of other women feel this way. Probably your best friend, your sister, your mom, your coworker. They probably all feel this way and are lacking a little bit of self-trust. And so where did that come from? Well, that came from us growing up and building these stories. So when we're young, we feel so great, we're carefree, and everything's wonderful. And then someone tells us something that our outfit doesn't look good. We are not good enough. We're stupid. You know, like those little things that kids say and do. And when you start hearing things like that, you start telling yourself a story and you start believing them. And then because you start believing these external stories, and it could have been something maybe a teacher said, an instructor, a friend, an enemy, someone that was trying to do right by you. And maybe like they were thinking small So they told you that you could never do something because realistically, they were just projecting their own fear onto you. But all of these things, they lessen our self-trust in ourselves, and we start believing what the external world is saying. And so this exercise that I'm going to share with you is something that I've actually just recently been trying out. And it was really, really eye-opening. Really eye-opening to see how much I thought I was trusting myself. But maybe even on the smallest decisions I was making during the day, I truly wasn't. So let me share with you what this is. And this is an ongoing thing that I'm still working with, and it has been so fun. And what that is throughout your day with any decision you're making. So maybe you're deciding how to exactly make your coffee, what mug to use. Maybe you're deciding what to wear, how to do your hair, what way to drive, what time to leave, just anything. Maybe you're thinking about ordering that new book and you get it in your Amazon cart and you don't complete it. You're like, maybe I won't like it. So it could be any small decision. And what I want you to focus on is I want you to see if you can go with your first instinct. I want you to notice how many times you have a first instinct and a first thought and you're going to go for it, but then you talk yourself out of it. When I first started this, I was like, holy shit, I talk myself out of everything. Is that like a sign I'm not trusting myself? And what if I could just go with my first instinct on everything? Okay, so let me tell you a little bit of a story of how this works. So the first day I was doing this, I went to reach for my coffee mug, and we have these 2 mugs that we got from Tulum, which, by the way, there are still a handful of tickets left for the permission slip retreat in Tulum. And it is going to be so magical. It's October 8th through 11th this year, and you want to be there. It's going to be full of time for you to reconnect with yourself, to be refreshed, to connect with others, to connect so deeply in nature, because we're going to be doing excursions and ceremonies and rituals, and think like so much beach and bright blue water. And you're going to leave feeling so refreshed and so energized. So there'll be a link in the show notes for that. Anyway, back to the mugs. So I went to grab these. We have 2 mugs, and one says, it has like a heart on it, and it says like trust God. The other one says abundance in Spanish. And I went to get the abundance one, and I was like, nope, I'm going to grab the other one. Then I thought to myself, why did I do that? I'm getting the abundance one. And so I went with my first instinct and I poured my cup and I went through my morning rituals, which reading and journaling and meditating and prayer. And on this day, in my meditation, and I had written in my journal prior to my meditation and prayer, please reveal to me my action steps for today. So I'm really asking for like guidance, like how can I stay so aligned with spirit each and every day and take action on that? And so, you know what I heard in my meditation, in guidance I got, was like, this week, you are going to be blessed with so much abundance. It is going to blow your mind. And isn't it interesting that I grabbed that mug that said abundance? And that was my very, very first instinct. But in me, I have built to not trust my first instinct. So I was going to get the other one. But because I'm doing this activity, I grabbed that one. And let me tell you, that week was full of abundance, not only financial abundance, but also opportunities and an abundance of high vibe alignment. Like every day I felt like I was in flow. So when you start trusting yourself, you're trusting and knowing that there's always that like guidance, this light, this energy that's within us and around us and supporting us and guiding us. So you could trust your inner knowing. So that's the exercise on everything. I would do this on everything. For example, the other day, I went to get this black underwear because I was wearing black pants and a black bra. And I don't know if you do that, but I wanted it to match. And then I saw the more not sexy panties, the grandma panties that were actually more comfortable. And I was like, oh, I should choose those instead. But nope, I chose the black underwear because that was high vibe and that felt good. And again, going back to the guidance that I received, that I'm going to be just receiving so much abundance and so many areas of my life that it's just going to be mind blowing. In every first instinct, first thought that day, I almost always questioned it. I was going to choose something different. Isn't that crazy? So this is what I want you to do over the next week. And I want you to tag me, post this on your Instagram stories. Let me know how it's going. Let's have a conversation around this and let's all like share together, and I'll repost you. And then next week on the podcast, I'm going to give you another activity that's going to build more self-trust. So with this one, it's about not judging yourself. There's no right or wrong here, black or white. It's noticing when you're second guessing yourself, and then going back and picking that first choice. And here's what I want you to do in your journal this week is I want you to remember those times that you picked the first choice and you trusted yourself, and how wonderful it was, and how many blessings you got and how many miracles came from it. And again, A Course in Miracles says that a miracle is simply defined as a shift in your perception. So I know that this is going to totally shift your perception, and it's going to start building trust because you're going to be writing down and collecting and remembering when you trusted yourself and how great that first instinct was by going with that first choice. Okay, I can't wait to hear from you. So please, please, please reach out, shoot me a DM, tag me on your Instagram stories. And next week, I'll be back for another way that you can build more self-trust within yourself. Thanks for listening. I am always super grateful. And I hope you have a fantastic, blessed, abundant, flowy week ahead.